Hello you bunch of arseholes, and because nobody told me until Thursday that last week's video froze halfway through, and no, it wasn't a marketing tactic, and no, I didn't know because I don't actually watch my videos after they get uploaded, I just assume that they work. This is part 2 of my testing day, which picks up just after I finish my squats and before the push press and pull ups start. So here's the second half of the video, and if again anything ever goes wrong with any of the videos, please just fucking tell me. Thank you. If you too want to smash some big massive lifts and have a physique that you're proud of, make sure that you check out my 4 weeks free coaching. Link is in the description below, and you're going to be coached by me for 4 weeks to get the ball rolling, getting you set up and becoming a monster in and out of the gym. So there's all the cool stuff down there, but that link is the top one, so make sure that you get that hit and get yourself signed up. Make sure, if you're proud of me for doing the squat, like this video and subscribe to me. New videos come out every Sunday. I'll be totally honest, I cannot see the wee screen on the camera from this far away, so I'm not quite sure if I'm actually going to be in frame when I'm doing this, but game plan for the push press is to get to 110 kilos. My recent best has been reps at 102.5, so definitely achievable. My all-time best is 120, but again, relative PBs and all that, just now I'll be really happy if I can get a nice and smooth 110 kilos. I've done my pre-single warm-up, so now we're getting into singles, and I'm going to do 95, 100, 105, 110, all things being well. Fuck off. Well, that's going to waste some energy putting that back up. The thing is, with any complex movement like a push press, see the slightest wee misgroove and mistiming, it can just cost you. And I just wasn't fully synced up from the pushing with my legs and the pushing with my arms and body position, and I just lost it. And again, it's technique, and obviously it's not ideal when you're doing a heavy day like this, because obviously it is wasting energy. 110 is obviously going to be pretty tricky, but I think I'll still be able to go and get up. But I just realised that Mr. Microphone died, so now on the camera mic, you need to hear me say much, but I don't know what's going to get picked up. Oh, 105, about this point in. And that's something that I always try, doesn't always go to plan, and advocate for, is that when you do your 1 rep maxes and your big singles, that you always try and finish and leave the gym having actually got a rep. And I think too many people go into the gym and think that there's some sort of achievement in going in and trying and failing something, and they'll say stuff like, oh, I tried 100 kilos but I've actually done 95, and it's like, well your best is 95 then. When you do your top singles and stuff, you do want to come out of the gym having feel like that you've obviously come out in a win rather than a loss, and it does get a wee bit shit when you don't get that final lift. And again, you can try lifts, and I'm not saying don't try lifts, but there is no actual achievement in trying it and not getting it. And my other saying that I like to say is that you always get the reps you can get when you can get them. So when you start working up, if you feel like, you know, I could definitely get an extra 5 kilos heavier, but I'm not sure about the extra 10 kilos heavier, go for the 5 kilos. Get what you can get, and if you do it and it turns out to be easier than you thought it was going to be, at that point you can still go up after that. Whereas if you go up to the heavier weight and you fail, then there's not really anywhere for you to go after that. So for me, with my push press there, should have just went to 107.5 and would have got that, finished on a high there. And finally, finishing off with pull-ups. The plan is singles at 25, 27.5 and then 30. It's a wee bit lighter than my previous PB. I've done a single with 45 kilos, 50 kilos I think. I've done 2 with 40, I know that much. Well, that felt really easy, so game plan's going to be 25, 30, and then we'll see where we go from there. starting to feel a wee bit heavier, and that's where you kind of start to come at that wee crossroads where, you know, do you go the 5 kilos, then get to 37.5 after, or do you do the guaranteed 32.5, which will then, you know, get you 35, which I think 35 is definitely on regardless. Am I going to be a hypocrite on what I just said, or am I going to take my own advice? I'm going to be a hypocrite because normally when I watch my pull-ups back it always goes a lot easier than I think it is in my head, so I'm going to work off that basis, get 35 nailed and then 37.5, and then that'll be a fucking successful session. Right decision. 37.5, and that's us done. And job done. 7 months worth of graft on my squats paying off with a recent PB and with my pull-ups as well. And then obviously push press was a little disappointing, but at least if nothing else I've been able to show you the flip side of when things maybe don't go so well. Coaching inquiry form is in the description, as is all the other cool stuff. Free coaching, link to the email list, social media. If you're just watching me on YouTube, I don't know why, go and follow me on Instagram because that's where I actually post stuff daily rather than weekly. That's all from me, catch you in the next one.